Hey, Driven to Compete here. Welcome back to the channel. Well, it's time for a massive, long overdue update on the Red Devil. Well, here's what happened. I went to Ocean City cruise weekend and came back, and then I had to leave town for work. Came back. Car shows, I have worked on this a little bit, but I got to give a shout out to a couple key people to help make this project happen. Yes, yours truly did work on the car, but my brother David, it's his car. I got to give him a shout out. Even when he wanted to give up, he didn't. His girlfriend Erica really pushed him to keep moving, and of course my stepdad, his dad Dave Senior, he stepped up as well. And let me tell you, 4 of us built this car, and I'm proud of it, and I'm going to just go over what we did. I hope you can enjoy and appreciate all the hard work, the labor. Listen, I spoke to a shop that is well known for GM stuff, and they told me it would be $9 grand in labor to do the work that we did. So, you know, kudos, he saved himself a lot of money. But look at this mess. I mean, this garage has been a mess for 9 weeks. So here it is. Look at all the distilled water and everything he's got for his radiator. He's got oil. He's getting ready to put fluids in it. He's finishing up the fuel system. He's got a lot of stuff that came off the car he didn't need. But looky here. Here's a can of meth for the injection. All that's mounted for the meth. He did a nice job. He trimmed it, went through the carpet. I gotta tell you, he cut this here so that it would sit flat. He created that. You know, he did that. Well, him and Erica did a nice job. So there's the back half of the car. The exhaust is back in. He did a great job with that. That clutch came out. What an ugly, ugly project. Thanks to Eli for coming over and giving him a hand. You can see he's still working on the fuel system. He's got a towel over it because the parts were wrong. So we're waiting on some parts. They sent us a kit for a Corvette and not a Camaro. Hey guys, there's the gauges. I wired those up for them. You know, some really clean stuff here. Let's go over it while we're going at it. There's the controller, mounted nicely. Everything's tucked in. I don't know if you can see, there's green and red to tell him when the system's armed and when it's out of meth. So we don't harm it, or he doesn't harm it. He's got to tuck that back up in yet. That's for the 1 gauge here for boost. But you can see it's back together, and it looks good. All of the wiring is tight. It's correct. I did a lot of it. I was happy to help out. Okay, up front here, what do we have? Well, there's the ProCharger D1SC. We did make a couple changes. Let me shoot over here. Let me turn the light on so you guys can get a better view of this. There's a lot of work went into this bad boy. So, let me turn around and come around here. Okay, so we chose, he ordered a ProCharger kit. He ordered larger injectors. To support those larger injectors, we did have to do some wiring to accept the new pigtails, so I did solder those on. Fuel rails, as you can see, they did miss the bracket. I made this. I'm kind of proud of the fact that, hey, we put that together quite quickly, and then I actually cleaned this up and painted this shock tower after I drilled these out because there was no paint on some of these areas. And instead of mounting the ProCharger setup so it puts the filter up where my hand's at, we chose to go this route. So you can see the tubing. He had to relocate. There's the washer bottle because, you know, you had to run a smaller washer bottle. We tried to make everything clean. I know you can't see it, but we zip tied everything. I was, you know, it's one thing he did. He paid me a compliment. He said, I know you're anal, so I know that we're going to make it clean. Tried to do that. He still needs to mount his coil packs yet. but that's minimal. Painted the valve covers and put the nose. We had the nose off the car, as you remember. David put that back on. We did some work here to clean some of this up. Ran the meth injection. We painted the tube. Dave Sr. painted the tube for him. I mounted all these up. You know, we put everything back together, all the accessories back on the car, and I did a couple nice things for him. This was the R was red, but it was scratched up. I've touched that up for him, and then I turned to 102 red as well. He does have a filter or a breather to go on there yet, and he's working on something over here to. Originally, we were going to mount the fuel system, the regulator. I had wanted to mount it here. We were going to run these down. Now he's going to mount them here instead. He thinks that's a cleaner look. He's happy with it. I'm happy because we're a day away from this car leaving my garage after like 9 weeks. So headers are headers are back on. God, I'm missing a ton of stuff, but I got to tell you, you know, if you guys have never tackled something this size, if you've never tackled anything like this, let me tell you, it's almost overwhelming, and I mean that. From tearing it down to then it feels like it's never going to go back together, and then you start making headway, and then you have a day or two where it just poof, you get to where it's almost close again, where it's like, oh man, look at that car is ready to go back together, and then you drag on again with some other things, you know, like the fuel system, and now, you know, after realizing that, hey, there's a problem, the fuel system's not right, well, you know, waiting on their parts and such to come. But, you know, it was a great project. What's it going to make? I don't know. I honestly don't. We were talking about that tonight. He can't tell me what size pulley is on here, so we don't know how many pounds of boost that's going to make. They said the ProCharger maxes out at 9. The kit that they sent him makes 800 all day long. I don't know. And their tire numbers. I do know he has a blower cam in it that was already in the car. So, you know, we did take the heads off this car. We put head gaskets in it, ARP studs in it. I mean, we did try to do it right. I think it turned out well. I'm going to say $850. That's my guess, $850. I guess we'll know later in the week. I am out of town traveling for the most of this week. David's going to take the car over, and he's going to report back some dyno numbers, and I will be sharing those in a later video when we do a little walk around on the car once it's clean, fully together. You can hear it running. I can't wait. That thing is going to be noisy. And then he has these Borlec attack mufflers on it, headers, long tubes, you know, the whole deal. The car should make some serious noise. Anyway, with that said, as always, driven to compete. I can't say it enough. Thanks for watching. If you aren't a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on the latest videos. I can't recommend anything more than to say, if you keep watching my videos, I promise you they're going to keep getting better, and they're going to get more interesting as we go, because it sounds like we're going to get into a horsepower war here. GM versus Baba Yaga versus Mopar Willie, and you know, all those guys. We got a couple Hellcats. And then, you know, you've got some other folks that are running around town here with some really nasty stuff. I got to tell you, it's exciting. Modern muscle is alive and well in Central Pennsylvania. Hey, thanks again for watching, and till next time, driven to compete.